obviously, we reported last week that Salesforce and potentially even Alphabet might be in the mix. Now, Disney, what exactly do we know?
Well, we know that Disney is working with a banker to evaluate a possible bid. This doesn't mean they've made a bid yet, but they are very interested in Twitter as a media property, and we can sort of speculate as to why. I mean, Disney is getting a little bit more into streaming. They've noticed the cord cutters. They're trying to figure out how to distribute their video content, and for Twitter, I mean, this is something they're moving into too. They're repackaging tweets in video form first with their Apple TV apps and Xbox TV app. They want to make sure that people can get into Twitter through live streaming.
James, does Disney buying Twitter make sense to you?
I think so. I mean, we said it back in July, actually, that we see it as one of the two most realistic contenders to buy him, the other being Microsoft. But really, you have to think about Disney. How do you operate in a post-cord cutting world? You know, you have to, first of all, have the investments in video streaming, which they're doing. And the second one is distribution to reach audiences. And that's what Twitter could potentially provide. And we're seeing an increasingly incestuous relationship between the two companies. You have Dorsey on Disney's board. You have the two of them doing deals together on the content side through the Disney's investments in video streaming. So look, previously we had said media companies are probably not the best to buy Twitter because Twitter has to stay agnostic, but I think that Disney could potentially be the unique exception to that rule.
As you said, James, Jack Dorsey on the board of Disney, Sheryl Sandberg of Facebook also on the board of Disney, and Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, hasn't shied away from making big bets. He bought Pixar, of course, just after he became CEO. That said, Sarah, does it make sense to double down on sports when ESPN itself is struggling?
Well, ESPN is struggling, but people aren't going to stop watching sports, and they have to think about, what does the future of that look like? Now, the way that Twitter is making this work is they're streaming sports alongside tweets that are related to whatever's going on, whether it could be sports, it could also be, like tonight with the presidential debates, and they think that this might be a way to get people to tune in via the web. Disney is certainly wanting to be a little bit more technology forward lately. As you mentioned, Iger has put Dorsey and Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg on the board. I think it's going to be a hard debate to have, though, because this is it's very hard to see yet whether we can make money off of this strategy.
And James, look, there are other potential players out there. Salesforce is interested. Alphabet might be interested. Potentially other companies that we don't even know about yet. I mean, what do you think actually makes the best sense for Twitter? Staying independent, going somewhere, and if so, where?
I don't think Twitter can stay independent. I just don't think that with the scale they have, the users they have, the growth profile they have, it just makes sense. They have to be part of a bigger entity. Like I said, I think Disney and Microsoft make the most sense at the top. I think the Salesforce news could be part of Mark Benioff's plans, or to accelerate those plans to get to $10 billion in revenue. I'm not sure what the synergistic opportunities are there. And Google does have antitrust concerns. So look, and then you have private equity, which I'm less, I'm pretty doubtful on there. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think a big company does make much more sense for Twitter to operate within rather than independent.